why not figure out, learn more, and connect with the spirit side of you? She is the part that allows you to be creative, have fun, excitement. The human body part, the brain part, is a tally, an ongoing tally of data. But the real you is that soul personality that lives within this physical form of yours. It gives this body life, personality, characteristics. That is who you are. So what does that even mean? Where did we come from? Now, in our Soul Shifters community, we have no affiliation or connection with any religion. I welcome and am open to all religions, spiritualities, belief systems, or lack thereof. Because to me, I believe we're all actually referring to the same thing. We just connect with it in different ways. So truly, I believe no one is wrong in the core, not what humans have added to religions, but at the core of every religion is connection. And that's what everyone seeks. Connection, acceptance, no judgment. And on a soul level, we all share that. So source energy, God, Allah, again, going back to it all, to me is the same, interchangeable. Use whatever verbiage, terminology that feels comfortable and aligned to you. So here we are in source, God, Allah, energy, the Buddhist way, the everything. This consciousness of energy decided to branch off. We as individual souls were asked if we wanted to branch off and create our own personalities, to move through dimensions, aspects of realities, time, space, or lack thereof, to learn about who we are as personality traits of the all. So the energy that wanted to do this, I'm glad my energy did. Of course, I don't want to miss out on anything. I don't have FOMO, but I love to try everything and explore. So of course I said, I'm going to create some of my energy. That is me. I pulled from source energy, God, whatever, the universe. I plucked the perfect amount of personality, quirkiness, individuality, aspects that I wanted to be. At my core, everything about me, I created, and so did you. Everything about you, you created. You were so in love with yourself, unconditionally, that you put together energy from source energy, God, the universe, in such a fashion that it became you as an independent individual consciousness of being that can now never be anything else but you, as a part of the whole, back into the everything, where all of our family lives, all of our loved ones, all of the angels, is where you came from originally. You chose you. And if you get to the core of who that actually is, not the traits we've learned in this lifetime, not the blocks and barriers we put up because of survival mode, but the you that is you in her most vulnerability as your true authentic self, quirks and all, shadow sides and all, because we can't be so bright if we don't have some dark shadows within us to give us depth. If we didn't, we would still be source. You see? Our shadow side is also our friend. That's what allowed us to become the I am. I am me, but I'm also source. Source has no shadow side. So we had to create some depth. So now we have individual consciousness. These are what we call oversouls. So now you have, using that hand as an example. So source energy is everywhere. And that source energy is a combination of masculine, feminine energy. The female dark space, it's like the womb in a female's body, holds the space. It is the everything, the female aspect. The action of it, the spark, is the masculine. That's the light that we all refer to. But without the darkness holding the light space, there would be no light space. So we're a combination of masculine and feminine. A beautiful representation is the female womb. Also, the atmosphere, our galaxy, the universe, we are held in an open black space that holds the energy. In that nothingness has so much power. It moves so far over into being able to hold the action, the light, the masculine part. So we are all of that in one. So we've got the main, and then we've got source energy, which is all the light, because that's the action, that's the becoming of something. Okay? So then we branched off, and now we're an oversoul, like the palm of your hand. In this oversoul, you then, after a while, you branch off your higher self, the knuckle, keeping you close to the oversoul, and then she shoots off a little part of her oversoul, her higher self, into a soul. And that gets incarnated into a life. Just making sure that we are still connected. So that is your soul going off into an incarnation, a human life. Okay? We're not going to even get into this other stuff today. But if you would like to, we can next month. Comment below if you want to go further into it next month, and then we can make that happen. Oversoul, higher self. Your soul. Now your soul's all the way out here, and she decides with a whole bunch of other souls, actually on the other side it would be the higher selves, whole bunch of higher selves. These are my visuals. Whole bunch of higher selves. We get together and we say, okay, I want to learn this or that, or I have an understanding of the all and the everything, which we do on the other side, but that's not a knowing. So we crave knowing. Everything is instant in the higher vibrations. You think of something and it is there. You're zoned in, you're hyper-focused immediately. But what's the fun in that? I'm sure it's a lot of fun, actually. But we want to experience so that we know. And that's what incarnations are for. So before we come over, we get with our spirit family and our friends. We say, who wants to be my main spirit guide to help me maneuver this life? The spirit guide, there are other team members, which we also comment below if you want to learn more about your spirit guide healing team or just your spirit guide team in general. But you create a blueprint with your team who will guide and help you in the higher dimensions. You decide off of the blueprint, which has pivot points. These might be referred to as fate points. But the fate points only are pivot points. It doesn't mean that this thing is actually going to force an outcome. It just means that I'm going to for sure run into this type of thing. For sure. But the choice of the outcome is yours with free will. So fate is not the outcome. Fate is your destiny to have a certain amount of things that you already set up for you to run into, whether it be good or bad, but are guaranteed pivot points in your life. A lot of the other blueprint has a lot of leeway for you as a soul who's doing her thing to get off track. That's when we come back to the spirit guide who agreed with you to help you stay on track. Now, on track. There is no predetermined on track specific pathway. That if you don't go this pathway, you're wrong. If you don't go this pathway, you didn't do what you were here to come here to do. That is not true. There are so many pathways. The goal at the end is to be able to look deep within yourself and know that you didn't leave anything behind. No regrets. You allowed yourself to meet the real you. You gave yourself the space to try new things, to truly find out what you like and what you don't like. At the end of this incarnation, the only thing that matters is how we treated ourselves and how we treated other people. The goal is for us to learn more, remember more about who we are at that core oversoul, higher self, soul self, than to human self level. You can make no wrong decisions. Decisions just turn the path in your road. But you can always turn around and go back. You can always cut your way through. Once you make up your mind to start working with your energy, start awakening your soul, tapping into your intuition, you'll realize a whole new world is living inside of you that you never knew existed before. I remember the first time this concept started landing with me. I always talked to my spirit guides, but I didn't realize my soul's voice. It was very helpful for me to imagine a spark of a little soul being literally living inside of my stomach, my solar plexus, the top of my tummy. That way it allowed me to decipher my human autopilot, because this physical body came with generations of trauma, lessons, love, hate, whole bunch of different stuff that my soul joined this body in agreement with the physical genetic DNA makeup of the family lineage. This allowed me to experience the family that I'm in for a reason, because my soul wanted to learn certain things. The physical body that I'm in that has the past traumas. Most of your traumas aren't from an actual past life of yours, but from the trauma of the generations actually before you. It's not always a past life. I love going into past lives. So that is something else that we do in here. But just explaining and kind of laying it out that there's so many different things that your soul gets to experience. So this physical body, we can thank it or be upset with it. You might as well not be upset with it because it's your choice. So you're just fighting yourself, and who's going to win? I don't know. We wanted to experience what this physical form had to offer us. So our spark of soul lives within ourself that came from our higher self, that came from our oversoul, that came from source. We do run into soul family here on this planet. Have you ever met someone who you connected with immediately? It was easy. It's like you got each other. You felt more comfortable with them, and you just met them. More comfortable than you do around some of your family members, and you just met them. Do you want to know why? It's because they are part of your soul family. And we find each other here through our signature vibration. You are unique and individual. Your exact signature vibration is not shared with anyone. You will never be someone else. You are always your soul. But we share soul families. If you tend to avoid people and you don't know why, it's because they are in such a different soul family vibration that their goals here on earth are different. Their agenda is different than yours. So don't force yourself to be around people that don't allow your energy to relax and be itself. And we, like magnets, will find each other. That's why we're here in this community together, because we resonate on the same familial soul family vibration. Comment below if you have ever wondered, who am I really? Comment below if you've ever wondered or thought, there has to be more to life than this. There is. There really is. The way to connect with your soul self, your spirit guides, angels, source energy, ascended masters, is through energy. Energy recognition, energy intuition, energy healing, energy health, energy hygiene. So if you want to learn more about how you can connect in more with your soul, awaken your soul's voice, or learn about the natural gift that you have of energy healing and energy alchemy, DM me. I have a few different options of things that you can try. I hope you found this to be helpful.